You got
I
that.
put it in my butt, and then I turned it on.
Tell us about yourself.
I was thinking.
And what's your favorite sex toy?
I had a patient one time. I accidentally made him drink his own pee.
Hey guys, welcome to the Strobing Butt Plug, a podcast about craft beer, obviously,
And some bullshit.
and some bullshit.
There you go.
And
Who
With our host.
oh yes, I'm the host, Ariana Crumb, and co-host Missy Davis and Ronald Lynch.
What's up, bitches?
Ronald. All right.
Today we're gonna drink some beer.
Right now we're drinking some beer that I made named Chalky Milk. Chocolate milk stout, and it is fucking delicious.
It is.
It is pretty good. So I've decided, I had this thought, I come to the conclusion, I think a lot, I'm in my own head when I'm driving Uber, but I will never fart when I'm doing this podcast, even just out of humor, because that will be the day, since it's recorded, that I'll probably just fucking shit myself.
I know I can go back and edit in farts right now, right?
Well, but you can edit in farts, but you can't edit in shit. So
I'm just saying,
I mean,
we're
with
gonna start sitting on
Photoshop,
the floor if you want to fart.
that'll echo so much worse.
that'd be hilarious. I don't know what made me think that. I was just like, oh
I
no.
mean, I get it.
So how the fuck are we this week, ladies?
Grand.
Doing all right.
Today I'm better.
It's better.
Yesterday I didn't care about life.
You had your weird thing last night or something.
What weird thing?
I don't know. You said you were gonna talk about it.
Oh.
Why didn't you care about life?
I don't know.
Work too much.
It's just
Fucking
it's
work.
just like that sometimes.
Work. It do be like that sometimes. Work drains the
Yeah.
fuck out of you.
Yeah, drained. So, have you guys ever had sleep paralysis?
No.
Okay. So last night, like I don't know how long I was sleeping. It felt like I was sleeping maybe for 10 minutes, and I started having this weird dream, and it was like I was at work. And I was talking to this guy who was apparently my boss, but it was like a hotel room or something too.
So weird.
And like I was getting ready to sit down at my computer to work. So I was like, it was like in a hotel room, and there was like a bed, and then there was like I was standing like kind of off to the side of the bed, and there was like a desk sitting there, and I was getting ready to sit down and like work on my computer or whatever. And the guy that was my boss started talking to me. And like as he was talking to me, I was like getting dizzy, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, I'm getting dizzy. Like I need to sit down or something, and like something's wrong. And then I was like, no, it'll get better. It'll be all right, you know. And then all of a sudden, like he starts talking some more, and I start talking to him, and I just fall backwards, and he like jumps on top of me, and I was like as he's jumping on top of me, I'm like, dude, did he drug me? What the fuck?
Oh damn.
And
This is a dream, right?
this is a dream. And then, like, I was laying there, and there was, like, a person sleeping in this bed, and I was like, hello, hello, like, screaming, and then, like, my eyes opened up, and I was awake, and I'm, like, just laying there, and I can swear to God, I don't know if it was, like, the dream is, like, superimposed in real life or whatever, but there was, like, a shadow person on top of me. Like, I was hallucinating. I don't know if I was, like, still dreaming with my eyes open or what, but
Your
there was,
sleep
like,
paralysis demon said hi.
yeah, there was like a shadow person on top of me, and I couldn't freaking move, and I was like freaking out in my head. I'm like,
That's
I've never had this happen. This is
crazy.
so weird, you know. And today, I was like I rolled over and went back to sleep after a minute because like I couldn't fall asleep laying on my back anymore because I was like, this is freaking me out, you know. So I like rolled over and laid on my side, and like all of a sudden I got these like really vivid, colorful like pictures in my head, like cartoon like pictures in my head, and I forgot all about that actually, but till a little bit ago. But I was like, where is this like drugging stuff coming from, you know?
Right.
So last week I went to the eye doctor, new glasses.
Sexy librarian looks good on her.
Last week I went to the eye doctor, and like it was the same place I always go, but I think it's like a father and sons or something that run the place, and I usually go to the dad, and I think he maybe retired because of COVID or something. And so I got his son, so it was like a new guy, and he comes in and he's like being kind of like asking weird questions, and I'm like, he's like, so have you had dinner yet? I'm like, stuff like that. And I'm like, what kind of question is that? Like, that's kind of weird.
Right.
like, I guess he's just trying to make small talk and it's just awkward or what? Like, you know, it's like, how's the weather or whatever. But then, like, later on, he's like, I was the last appointment of the day. It was like 6 o'clock or something, 6:30. And he's like, it's real quiet out there, you know, he's putting eye drops in my eye and he goes, so are you here alone? And I'm like,
wow.
and as he's saying that, I'm like, is he drugging me? Because I watch way too many murder documentaries and podcasts and stuff. And I'm like, he's like,
he's
putting
not
that,
going
like,
to
numbing
murder
stuff.
you. He's just sad and lonely and awkward.
Yeah, it's just like, what kind of question is that? Like, I'm in there by myself in a dark room with some stranger.
Now, if he would
like,
have put his hand on your
alone?
thigh and said, you have beautiful eyes, then you should have had some concern.
I probably would have said, no, I'm here with you.
Lost opportunities.
What's that eye drop shit in your eyes? You can't see no more, and he's like whipping it out and just doing all sorts of crazy shit.
She would still know. She's like, that's a dick.
He's doing that shit with Silence of the Lambs, talking about her. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Put the lotion on his skin. Yeah, so today when I remembered that vivid imagery part, I had something like this happen a month ago. And I forgot all about it. Like, okay, I woke up like with this weird, like, it sounded like satanic chanting or some shit, like some, like, I don't know, it was strange, but it was like in my head and I felt like I was saying it when I woke up, and I'm like, and that freaked me out too, and I'm like, I'm wondering, because I was reading about the sleep paralysis thing today, and I'm wondering like if that, because I guess you can have like auditory hallucinations with it too. That's like the first time that's ever happened. And then I had that same vivid imagery in my head after that happened too. I'm like,
That's so weird.
It's so weird.
Stop trying to summon Cthulhu in
I
your
don't
sleep.
understand.
Do it when you're awake.
I've never had stuff like that happen before, and then it's just like over the past month. I don't know if I'm like extra stressed out or what's going on.
I don't know. I've had dreams where I've like, I don't know. It's really weird. I'd be not necessarily talking. I'd be singing a song, or I would be telling a joke. Like I'd be just whatever it is that like I'm saying or talking, but it's something more like it's a real popular song, or it's a joke that everybody knows, and I'll be saying it, and I'll wake up as it's happening, and then like it's still like being said or whatever. I'm like, that's not even a real thing. Like I just create a song in my head, hit song. Like why do I not remember this shit? Like I could be a millionaire creating hit
It's like
songs
people
in
who
my
are
sleep.
stoned, who they can solve like world peace and all that shit when they're stoned.
And then when they're sober, it's like,
They're like,
fuck,
I don't know what the
retarded.
fuck I was talking about.
Right, it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is just not right.
In terms of sleep shit, my only comment is that for some god awful reason, my daughter set the alarm on her phone for 5 fucking a.m. this morning, and she didn't wake up from it. The shotgun could have went off. She wouldn't have woke up. But 3 rooms over, that shit woke me up at 5 this morning. I'm like, God damn it, no.
I used to be
funny.
able to sleep like that when I was her age too, but now I cannot.
I was never able to sleep like that.
Oh my gosh, I could sleep through anything.
Nowadays, it's like if I sleep too long, I hurt.
Mhm.
That's fucking bullshit.
I've always been like that. I've never been able to sleep very long. Let's see, no.
I will say I got to work early, and the sun was shining, and I was like sitting there going, oh, I've got like 20 minutes. I'm early. Wow, I'm really early. And car nap. My boss knocked on my window and asked if I died.
That's great. So, no,
I don't know what would happen if I took a car nap.
I always have to take car naps. I took a car nap this morning. No,
I take
it
car
wasn't.
naps in my garage when I get home sometimes.
I've done that.
That was not this morning. It was last week. I did a car nap. I am shocked I made it home. I had to sleep before going home today from work, and I did a car nap last time, and then I had to go buy something. I can't remember what I had to buy.
I think
Something for supper, maybe.
How much you say?
I agree.
They've all been rather good. I've not had a beer of yours that I've not liked. Is that only your second?
That is the first full grain brew.
Okay, first of your own.
The wheat brew came out of a kit. And
But you did your wine. That's what it was. The
Yes.
wine was good. Wine was fucking amazing.
I got that second one going on. I almost fucked that one up.
Hell yeah.
The blueberry juice concentrate I used was a little more concentrated.
Sound like you said blueberry jizz concentrate.
It damn near was. Alcohol, math, and shit. It was going to come out to be like 18%.
Nice.
And
That's a good wine.
the yeast I use won't get to 18%, and it was more likely to explode out the top on the bubbler and do a blueberry wine mess all over my house.
Dude, your wine, okay, I'll sit and drink a bottle of wine on a Friday or something, and usually one glass of it, and I feel like a decent buzz, and your wine, I drank one glass, and I'm like, man, I'm not really feeling anything here. And I start on the second glass, and I'm like, dude, I am fucked up.
Yeah. I did that the other day.
It was 5 minutes later, and I'm like, that just creeped right up on me.
Well, I'll just tell you that the second batch was going to be a 5-gallon batch, and because I split it so it wouldn't have a blueberry jizz explosion all over my house, it's now going to be a 10-gallon batch. That's about 45 bottles of wine.
That's good stuff.
So,
do you need more bottles?
Yes.
That
tasting party.
I was going to say I can do empty bottles.
Maybe we should do our podcast at your tasting party.
I'm in.
That would be hilarious. That'd be awesome.
We can have
everybody that's
every special guest.
Well, everybody's like, I want to be a guest on your podcast. Okay.
That's right. You're all guests today.
You're all guests. Tell me my beer isn't shit and tell me I should try to open a brewery. Now give me money to do it.
I've had a few people I want to be a guest star. I'm like, you're in.
Right. It's like, would we interview him or would we just let him go?
You just have to taste this shitty beer.
So I think what it is we'll go, we'll act all interview. We're like, so tell us about yourself.
I was thinking.
And what's your favorite sex toy?
Well, I was thinking, if we had guests, it would be we could make them be the host. We could make them be the host. I was like, that's Saturday Night Live does that. And I'm like, but it would be different.
Have them interview us and ask us what our favorite sex toys are?
Sure, why not? I mean, they can come on and talk about whatever they wanted to talk about at first. Bring up the subject, and then we could, if it was something about them and it was, we could make fun of them, or we could just, make fun of everything.
One quick interruption. Young lady, finish your beer.
I'm trying.
Just trying. That's not too bad.
So we can get on.
Don't drink as fast as you guys do.
I finished mine. I drank it fast because I had a headache. I was like, we're going to get rid of this headache.
too, kind of.
Well, I didn't have any coffee. I got up. I went home. I napped at work. We had the 2 hours nap before our last patient. And then at the end of the shift, there was 2 hours left with nothing to do. So I napped before I went home, drove home, and slept all day. And then I just didn't have my coffee, and now I'm paying for it.
I didn't drink enough water yesterday, I think. That or work just messed with me.
Sunday I did everything under the damn sun and wound up with a cup of coffees and one of those 5-hour energy shots.
Oh yeah?
Anytime I take one of those anymore, caffeine for the next 3 days, coffee.
It doesn't do shit.
It does nothing.
It's great.
And I think today that maybe that's why I'm not dying so bad despite the kid waking me up so damn early.
Yeah, that's all right.
Trying.
So I had this.
So you're the lastie, so you get to pick the first beer of our selection and read it off, dear. Do you need a minute?
I was so that.
Oh, good.
I want a shirt that looks like that.
Freaking Snow White poison apple looking shit.
Yeah. So this is 18th Street Brewery, and it is Rotten to the Core Caramel Apple Stout. And where is the alcohol content on here? I don't see it.
Some of them don't always have it.
Some of them hide it or they don't have it because they didn't do a good job with their stuffs.
What is it? Is it 420?
450.
450. Okay, yeah, it's 450 Brewery. They don't post it on theirs because they're not exact. It's different.
But
a lot.
It's got a cool picture on it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 450 North has a lot of sours, and I think the way they do their sours it kind of screws up their measurings.
It just causes birth defects and whatnot.
Yeah, it's potent enough to cause birth defects. But that's all beer,
Causes birth defects.
It actually doesn't say.
Inbred redneck shit.
So it could be. I don't know why I was thinking this the other day, but he reminded me when he said redneck. I can't remember one of your sisters
Just for the record, this stuff is brewed and canned by 18th Street Brewery in Hammond, Indiana.
Hell yeah. But it was they were standing behind someone or something. I can tell they were redneck because they were redneck. I remember hearing that one day. I was like, that's not really redneck, but okay.
Was that recently?
No, it was when they were young.
Alright, since I got cracked on for my can opening skills, one of you ladies get to do it.
Oh, do you want to open it or do you want me to open
Go
it?
for it.
Sweet. Do I have to open it by the mic?
No, just normal.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna fuck it
Where
up.
it kind of fucked up the volume levels.
That was
Oh, yeah.
That'll be alright. I can fix
Right
that.
on. So pour for you first. That smells good.
I can
It
smell it.
smells
I
like
gotta
those
fix
caramel
that.
apple suckers.
Ooh, those are like the only apple flavored candy I like because I hate apple candy.
Hell yeah.
So it's a caramel apple stout. It's not a sour, right?
Thank
Nope.
you.
It's a stout. There we go.
Dude, that smells delicious.
It does. It smells super sweet. Glad I picked that one out. Oh, we need napkins and stuff. I'm such a slob.
She's pouring. Pouring.
Thick.
It does.
Thick with lots of
Thick like
seeds.
my
I have
thighs.
plenty
Thick.
more. There you go. Ron, need a little bit less.
Top her off. Oh, that is some thick shit.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't got too much of a smell. Smells stouty.
It has a smell. It smells like caramel apples.
Ooh, that's good. Very sweet.
Ooh, that is. I'm not a sweet fan.
I like it.
Depends, me too.
I am a sweet fan.
Well, it depends, because that one last week was that bourbon bear, or well, it wasn't. Well, I guess it was. It was super sweet.
The sticky buns,
Yes.
that one was good.
I have one that's similar that I thought about bringing, and I was like, no, it's too similar. I'm not going to bring it. That is really good.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
It almost tastes like liquor.
It does. Like it would be like like a shot, some type of a poured shot.
Yeah. Get some
It would.
caramel liqueur and some like apple schnapps or some shit.
Yep, with some kind of
Bailey's
whiskey.
or something.
Nah, not boo. That'd be gross. Well, it wouldn't be necessarily gross. It's really good. Oh no, I was gonna talk about my Uber passenger. It's not like the other chick that was a bitch, but this dude.
It's gotta be such a fun job.
Sometimes it is, because there's all kinds of people, and I always hate, like, you get those bitches that every single one of them want to bring their fucking kid, and it's not that I mind that they bring their kids, so they won't bring like the kid looks like they're less than 2, without a car seat or a booster or anything. I'll be like, do you have a booster seat? They get pissed if they have to go back in and get it, but the majority of them do not own one. They're like, no, like, can't get in, and they throw fits. It's like fucking stupid. Like, fucking come on, and grab their kid by the arm, just stomp up to the. It's like, don't take it out on your kid. Kid didn't do anything. Maybe it was you. You're the fucking worthless parent. Like,
Well, their kid was born because of their bad decisions. Maybe?
probably.
Okay,
More than likely.
that's a
More than
little
likely.
mean. That's a little mean. I'm
Nope.
not feeling that mean today. I'm feeling like a nice guy.
No,
today.
it probably was their bad decisions. They got
Well,
stuck.
just because they got cream pied by some dude while they're high on cocaine.
Nope, they, what is it? So, no, it's those fucking seats. You can probably get them at Goodwill for one, but they're also, like, a booster seat is literally $20. The car seats are expensive as fuck, but get a booster seat and you can get, like, cheap ones. But no. So I had this guy, and there's just all kinds of people. It's so weird. So I walk up, or I drive up. The guy's outside. I was like, sweetie's actually outside. They're never outside. And he's finishing up a cigarette. That didn't really bother me. I don't want them to waste their time finishing up a cigarette. And I'm just like, oh, great. You know, he's going to get in my car and smell like smoke. That's not too big of a deal.
Oh God, real quick, you're talking about the cigarette shit. I was like blindly scrolling the internet at work today, and so we'll make it topical for half a second. The fucking hackers that hacked that gas pipeline and shut down gas from the East Coast.
Right?
Yeah, I was looking at random bullshit on the internet. I saw a picture of a Hummer that was all burned out, and some jackass loaded his Hummer up with like trash bags full of gasoline.
I've seen more pictures of that.
And the jackass, he loaded his trash bags of gasoline in a fucking Hummer. Okay, he's already a douchebag driving around a giant Hummer, like
Well, hell, he
overcompensating.
has to have the fucking gas, right?
And the very next thing he decided to do with a truck full of gasoline, he lit up a fucking cigarette. And the whole goddamn thing burned to the ground. It just, that,
People are dumb.
yes.
And then you learn, like, I get a lot of that, learning that, like, doing Uber, because just the way people are, even if they try to carry on a conversation with you, and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? They are ignorant as fuck. But no, so this guy, so he was finishing up his cigarette, and I'm like, certain people don't stink when they have the cigarette smoke on them. Some of them do, and I'm just like, oh, you know. All depends. If they're dirty as fuck, they usually stink. But then as I got closer, it was like the way he was hitting on it was like. I was like, oh, that's not cigarette. He's finishing up some weed. All right, cool. It's not gonna smell nearly as bad. So all right, whatever. So
some fucking skunk ass dank weed.
Well, he got in. It didn't stink. No, it wasn't like super whatever. I could tell it was weed. There's a lot of people who. It's like literally they walk out their door and they just got done smoking. It's like that's a thing, you know, whatever. But the dude was like, he got in my car. He's like, hey, you wouldn't happen to have a Kleenex so I could blow my nose? I'm like, I don't think I do. And I actually just did. Maybe I think I took the boys to McDonald's that morning before breakfast or before school. So I was like, yeah, actually I do. Gave him like, because you know my thought was like, motherfucker, like if I give it to him, he could like here's my options. Gonna blow his nose, fucking stuff it in the seats, leave it somewhere, like be fucking gross. If I don't give it to him, he's gonna be an asshole and pick his nose and wipe it all over my seats and shit. Like what do I'm gonna go with the better option. So I give him the Kleenex and he's like, so when I'm done, I just roll down the window and throw it out the window, right? I thought I didn't know if he was being sarcastic and joking or if he was being serious. I was just like, didn't want to promote him throwing it out the window, especially with my fucking car, have me get pulled over, but at the same time, didn't want him to leave his nasty shit in my car. So he blows his nose, just fucking throws it out the window. It's like, well, people are people. I mean, I think I probably had other people throw shit out my window too, but I don't yell at them, I don't question it, I'm just like, well, fuck it, drop them off and have it be that, whatever.
I got a little trash can in the back of my car.
Maybe I need to start doing that.
I'm a nasty ass. I let it build up till I go, I need gas. I'll go get gas and while the car's filling up, I'll just take and chuck it all in.
Well, that's all right. We do that at work.
See, my car is like full of clutter. Like I have board games in my car and like winter like hats and mittens and stuff like that.
You had board games in your car at his birthday party like a year and a half ago.
They're still in there.
Because you said, well, you never know, get stuck in a fucking snowstorm, I'm going to be playing board games in my car.
It's an emergency, quick!
And we might want to play like...
Dude, that's a good idea.
It's an emergency, quick, whip out Clue!
I have like Cyanide and Happiness. I can't remember if that's what the game's called.
I think we played that.
Yeah, I have that and I have...
Not sponsored, but if they wanted to sponsor us, we like your Cyanide and Happiness.
Yeah, that's actually they are funny.
But yeah, I have What Do You Mean back there. That's always a favorite.
We played that one. That's funny shit.
I would like Cards Against Humanity, but I never have owned that for some reason. I don't know why.
Because I own like a shit ton of it.
Yeah, that's like everybody else I know owns it, so I'm like, why bother?
Just buy expansion packs, be like, bam. But then your cars will get.
Yeah, I know. Like, fuck you, I guess we're just mixing our cars.
Right, that's how we're doing it today.
Like, I'm so
glad. Write your name on every fucking car.
I'm not
now go through them and give me my cards back. I made your party a success.
Dude, I am so fucking excited about this, like, pandemic shit slacking down. I can actually invite people over.
You could have invited
and they will
people
show up.
Before. Yes.
And they will actually fucking show up.
I wasn't ever afraid of COVID, and you know what? Fuck it. Like,
but like nobody would have showed up when I thought about it.
Semi-careful. I mean,
I was careful about it.
I didn't overdo it, but I didn't. You know.
Like, I was like, well, me fucking working at medical field. I'm like, if I get it, I get it.
I stayed as social as I could because I fucking hate sitting at the house doing nothing.
I went out. I mean, places were open. I'd fucking go there. I didn't think that oh my God, I have to stay home. Even though all these places are fucking closed, I'm going to stay home and do my part and not spread something I don't have.
I think
I kind of did it first, you know, like when it first started.
Because you didn't know.
I was like freaking out or whatever, but yeah. After
well, once I had it and got over it, I'm like, well, fuck it, I don't care.
Right.
I still got the fucking vaccine because like I don't want that to deal with that shit again. But it's like
I'll deal with it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
I could use the 2 weeks off, especially if it's paid. I don't even fucking care. Be like, hey, you guys, pay up.
Is it bad? They're like, you can get kids now, and I really feel like the best way for my daughter to start summer vacation is to get the vaccine and just feel like hell for a few days because I'm a dick. Because they authorized it to kids.
Well, yeah,
is that bad?
She deserves it.
Yeah.
My kid, I wouldn't give him the vaccine and make him feel like shit. He got a job. Fucking working 40 hours a week. I could have 15 working 40 hours a week.
Hey kid who doesn't listen to this shit, get a fucking job. My kid specifically.
He wanted to get the job. He just absolutely wanted it. one of Larry's buddies was talking about.
Here, I can't chug this. Drink that.
Well, we'll give it a try. It is. Do you want to split it?
It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
too
gonna
damn, it's more thick than I'm in the mood for today.
Because I will get super trashed if
So
I
now
keep
we're
doing
getting
this.
COVID.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm vaccinated. You're not getting COVID. Just herpes.
Sweet. Always wanted to know what herpes was like. But no, he so one of Larry's friends' kids worked at this nursery, and so Jacob wanted to work there, and the hours are like 7:45 to 4:30. Like, all right. He filled out an application, took it in, and then I guess asked about it because for some reason Larry knows some people who work there and whatever, and some people that know Larry said, hire Jake, whatever. And so we asked about the app. They're like, the lady that's in charge, she's like, I didn't get it. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get another one. Took it back today, and she's like, I was told to hire you on the spot. I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh shit, that's good.
Yeah, I was super because he will work. I know he will. He smiled. He was so excited. I was excited for him. But I couldn't believe it because I figured it would just be like, oh, you're gonna work like these days and these hours. Nope, 40 hours immediately. I'm like, this kid has never had a job. He's 15. And
He's gonna work like that for like 3 weeks. He's like, Mom, Dad, this is killing me. But do I have to keep doing this?
He bitches about his
For the
back.
rest of your life.
He bitches about his back a lot. And today,
How old is he? 15 or 51?
I was like, you are not having back problems at
Dude,
15.
It like thinking back of how I was when I was younger and how much I complained about everything.
Right.
And then like now I'm like, this is just the way it is.
Right. And it's
Life
like
sucks forever. Get used to it.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe his
I'm
bed.
used to it.
He bitches about his bed. Like, okay, we'll get you a bed as soon as we can. Whatever. And maybe that's the issue with his back. I took him to the chiropractor. Jesus God, it was like I could tell that it completely helped him. And maybe the one time that he had a seizure so bad he fell out of bed. I mean, that was probably like, to go to the chiropractor, set him up a good bit, and he could probably go some more. No big deal. But for him, like he's like, he's not even worked a single day yet. He's like, yeah, well, when you guys are asking to borrow money from me, I was like, whatever. He's like, you guys would be wanting money from me. It's cool, whatever. Like, I'll be driving your cars to work.
He could be walking around like fucking the Monopoly man with a goddamn monocle and top hat or some shit.
Monopoly guy doesn't have a monocle.
Okay, fucking cummerbund
I'm
and
pretty sure he
suit and
doesn't.
top hat. That's one of those the Mandela effect things.
It is. I couldn't remember if it was the Monopoly guy or the peanut guy. The Planner's peanut guy.
Okay, he's gonna
I
be
think
walking
it's
around
the
like
Monopoly guy.
he's gonna be walking around like the Planner's peanut guy.
With the monocle.
The monocle be
But
like,
there's no a bag of peanuts.
be like, yo, everybody want to suck my nuts?
These nuts. That's what they do. That's what my kids still do.
You know what? This does taste like the aftertaste of this is like those
Apple suckers. It is. It's actually really good.
I dig it.
It's a good one.
It's not
That's-
bad. A little
it's-
thicker than I was in the
It
mood for
is.
today. It's
I
thick.
could drink a few of those,
It's like a winter beer.
and they're very much is because I was wondering about that. If anybody else felt that way about beers,
Speaking of beers,
Fall beer.
Right.
So hey, if there's any weird ass beers you want to try, get a hold of one of us, send them to us. We're always happy to try your weird ass
because
beers.
you don't know our address or
Weird ass
anything.
beers.
We'll
So.
post it on something.
We're going to post my home address.
Figure this
Shit,
shit out.
yeah.
We're all new to this. We'll
Hell
figure it out.
yeah.
How about you suggest some weird ass beers we go find? There's lots
We
of
could do
places to
that,
find
right.
weird ass
Hell
beers
yeah.
around here.
I was thinking that though, it'd be cool like if people were like, hey, here, try my beer.
Hey, yeah. If somebody brews their own beer. I had a guy I used to work with. I wasn't really good friends with him. I was just invited to a party he had, and he had some beer. I can't remember what he did. I was super drunk probably when I tried his beer, so I didn't have the appreciation factor of a good craft beer at that point.
I feel like you've gotten older now and you could actually appreciate
Well,
craft
I
beer
don't
because
think I ever really had craft beer before that. It was just
We
always.
used to hate beer when
I
we
did.
were younger.
The-
What happened? How did this happen?
so like
I was at a party and it was beer pong. The only thing they had at this party was beer. I was like, well, I guess I'll play a game of beer pong, and it was Busch Light, and I was like, I think it may have been Busch Light. It could have been like regular Busch. I'm not sure. Played beer pong. I was like, this isn't too bad. And then after that, I was a beer drinker.
Because I was like, going
here's
to
the
bar.
other thing, like most beer that you're gonna be out there, Bud Light, Coors Light, and they're all basically the same kind of a lagery thing.
Right.
There's not a lot of flavor there. That's just American basic bitch beer.
Right.
You start running into the craft beer, you get actual flavor to it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Because I remember like going to the bar and stuff and like, I'm gonna go drink beer at the bar or whatever, you know? And then she's like, I hate beer and do.
Shit, when we lived next to LJ's and they didn't serve any anything else besides beer at that point, I was sneaking in my own drinks, the Mike's Hard Iced Teas or any like the Smirnoffs and shit. I would sneak that into the bar.
I always remember when I first started drinking, the thing that was like my go-to was the Jack Daniel's Wine Cooler's Lynchburg Lemonade because my last name's Lynch and that's cool. And
down home punch.
And now, you know, if I drink those things, I'm just like, oh god,
so
dude, I
oh
tried.
god, they're so awful.
I bought some of those like, I don't know, last summer or the summer before maybe, and I was drinking them, and I'm like, this shit's nasty. How did I drink this?
I remember when I was in high school, the woman I was dating, the chick I was dating, she was over 21, and it was one of the New Year's, I don't know if it was my junior or senior year, she got me a half gallon of this cheap shit pre-mixed
screwdriver.
The Lawrence.
That's
a half gallon of it.
Did you?
No, I didn't shit my
That
pants.
gave you diarrhea.
Oh, it gave me diarrhea. I drank that shit. It was not strong, but I chugged that, and I chugged. I remember drinking the hell out of that shit on a Saturday, going to school on a Monday, feeling kind of fucked up. Went and drank some water and got re-drugged again in fucking school.
That's some nasty shit. No, the one thing that I remember is I had the boyfriend that was always drinking the Mad Dog 2020, and I went out. Ron and I went to the it's not a brewery, it's a tap house close to this house called 311. So we walked down there, had some beer, went back to his house drunk. So I'm like, let's stop at the liquor store. So
I live up the street from a place called 311 Draft House in Pick, Ohio. Good bar if you feel like stopping in for some craft. And up the street from there, really close to my house, is a beer store.
Is it the Dollar General liquor store?
Yes.
It is. Yes. That's when you know when you live close to the ghetto. It's the Dollar General.
So it's
store.
Like half Dollar General, half beer store. Yeah, half Dollar General, half beer store. They're not technically owned by the same people, but the only sign out there is Dollar General. But they have a pretty good craft beer selection.
So we got some weird beers. It had some flakes in it. I was flipping out over the flakes. Ron kept calling it sediment. It was really weird. It was $20 for 4 beers. And I think I was scammed because I don't know, maybe it was good.
Yeah, $20 for 4 beers. The stuff we're
That's
drinking.
good shit.
What I'm saying is, there were 4 beers. I paid $20.
Right. But then, so the Mad Dog 2020, I saw that in the refrigerator. I was like, we have to get this. It's like fucking old times, dude. It's sentimental. Let's do this.
Sentimental.
So we did that. We went back to his house, drank the beers, drank the Mad Dog, and then he wanted to go back to the bar across the street from 311 because he wanted some food. So we went in there. I remember throwing a fit too. We went in there. We had it was, shit. I know I had a drink. It was a certain drink. It was a cider. I think it's like, what are they called? Mad Balls? Angry Balls. So it was an Angry Orchard. It was an Angry Orchard and Fireball. They call them Angry Balls. And so I had like 1 or 2 of those, and then Ron had his drinks, and like he had ordered a cheeseburger and was waiting and waiting and waiting. They didn't give him his food. I was like, dude, fuck this place. Fuck this place. Like, I'm so fucking pissed. You didn't get your food. They're bullshit. These guys are pieces of shit. Let's get the fuck out of here. We left. We didn't pay for our drinks. We just fucking bounced. We're like, fuck this place. I over-exaggerated it a little bit. He probably could have said, hey man, did you forget about my burger? Like,
I don't recall much of that. I was probably pretty damn drunk.
well, we went back to your house, and so you made cheeseburgers there.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you had shit for the stuff.
I remember the
it.
shitty cheeseburgers. I remember those. They were like some god-awful drunk concoction.
I don't think they were bad. Because
everything's good when you're drunk.
I didn't want it after a while. I was like, dude, I'm like tired. So I went to pass out. He ate his. He left mine in the microwave, I think. And I woke up, threw up, and then found my cheeseburger and ate it. Then went back to bed.
Good time.
Why does food taste so good when you're drunk?
It
you
does.
come home from the bar and it's like, I'm going to eat this shitty pizza that
No.
tastes like shit any other time.
I make like
Whatever
the
reason.
worst concoctions. And there's Max McFarland's in Lewisburg. The shitty ham subs that probably aren't shit when you're sober taste so fucking good when you're drunk. They hit the spot, and they were like fucking a couple bucks. And you'd go in there, cheapest bar around. You could go get a 6-pack to go for $5 fucking, coldest beer in town. And then me and Larry would go in there, he'd drink his little Crown of Coke, and I would drink the Bush, I would drink a beer, and we'd go in there with $20, tip, and leave with a buzz. Like, you couldn't, how do you do that? Any place else? You're like 2 drinks in, beers and tip, you're like, I got like $1.50 left. Like, you can't beat some shit like that. Small town shit. You gotta watch out for the hole in the floor. You don't fucking break your ankle by the pool table, but...
If you're drunk, you won't feel it.
Right, there you go.
So, I'm going to interrupt. Number 2.
The Birkus beer.
The Birkus beer.
I'm waiting for a really good one from that one. I bought extra that I didn't get to try there.
This is called Kilpatrick's One-Legged. It's 4.5%, and it's brewed in Ludlow, Kentucky. This one and I went and visited the brewery. That place was the fucking shit.
It was a good place. Did we talk about that last week? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we
circus
bought like 2 of those.
I wish I could have went with you guys.
We can go again. Like it's just like it's cool to see it because it's like a little.
I can't remember what I was doing, but I was busy that weekend.
It's just a little circus. That's all it is.
So,
so small,
when we went, the night before they had Freak Show Deluxe there. And
that would have been great.
That would have been a fucking awesome thing to see. I've not seen those guys in years. Yes, I'm cheating.
Being a baby. But no, that was a fun place. The beers that I tried there were good, but it wasn't anything extravagant or like anything amazing. And then I have extra that I didn't try there. There was one I almost brought, but I knew I had.
How much beer did you buy from there?
Oh God, I bought.
So I know you were supplying somebody who was fixing the plumbing at your house.
I bought for the brother-in-law. There was like the size of those Monster energy drink cans. They're called. It was the growlers. I think I bought him a growler of beer, and that was only like $11. And if you brought the empty growler back, you could buy it more beer for $9. But I bought I think I bought 8 beers, and then that bottle of the beer that had the Care Bear on it, the Care Bear looking thing on it.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
Like the smell of my grandpa when he would smoke pipe.
Yes, I remember that. It smells like his house. Yeah, it does.
It really does.
That's amazing. It's an Irish stout, so it's like I don't want to call it coffee because they do have their own coffee stout. It's Kilpatrick's coffee stout.
That was like the best smell, man.
That's amazing. That's funny that I remember that after you mentioned that. Yes,
so I remember way back when I was little, my grandpa smoked cigars. Yeah.
Cigars and pipes are great. Pipes smell the best.
My grandpa collected pipes, and he had probably like 300 pipes, and they were like all different he had some that were like carved like animals and just like all different ones. And he would just like have a little pouch that had tobacco in it and like pack his pipe up, and he'd just walk around with the pipe.
I'll start smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
Except I don't like to smoke, but I would do
like,
it anyway. I don't give a
at
shit.
his funeral, we took pipes to his funeral, and we all like had a pipe in our mouth, like while they were like doing the 21 gun salute.
Hell, he was in the military? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's classy as shit.
I like that. Shit, I went to the funeral.
This does not taste as good as it smells.
No, it doesn't. It smells much better. But no, but it doesn't taste bad.
Nah.
The tongue texture for me is reminding me of my own shit. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
But no, I've been to funerals, and I'm not truly making fun. It's ghetto family, and I've been to the funeral where everybody left the Milwaukee's best. I swear, in the casket. Good times. It's what though, it's just funny. I don't know how to describe it. It's. You don't think you would see certain shit ever in your lifetime, and you see it, and you're like,
I got one. God. So also at my grandma's funeral, My grandpa had a great sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
So I walk into his viewing and I like walk up to his casket and he's holding a plastic piece of fried chicken.
Oh,
And
God.
I was like, who did that?
That's hilarious.
So did he really like fried chicken and have like
He loved fried
heart
chicken.
attack?
He loved fried chicken. No, he didn't have a heart attack. But at least I don't think. But yeah, he like my mom and my aunts were just like laughing about it, and I'm just like, he would have fucking loved that.
That's funny
Just
shit.
because like this, sense of humor.
That's good times.
When my grandma died, she had a thing for like the Red Hots candy. Yeah, she got buried with a box of those
That's
and some
great.
other similar things.
It was just funny because like you're in your casket like this, and there's like just a piece of fried chicken sticking out.
That's awesome.
So I've said this many times to many people, and I'm going to charge you guys with it as well.
Charge us.
Whenever I die, make sure my funeral is not a bunch of weepy said, "Oh, we miss him. He was such a good guy."
I don't know that
I
anybody.
don't really want that either.
No, I want y'all to be like, he was a fucking asshole. He's a fucking jackass. Here's the stupid shit. Fuck that guy.
I really think that there would be like stories. It wouldn't be like, oh, Ron's dead, we're so sad. I'd be like, hey, remember that time that dumbass did this? Like,
I want my funeral to be hilarious. I want everybody laughing.
I'm expecting
Right.
like a fucking Sharpie dick draw on my head or
well,
something.
I know I said this one time that I would do it. I will, yes, I'll fucking do it, man. If they still have Snapchat and the face swap feature, I'll face swap you.
What are you gonna face swap me with?
Oh, I would face swap you with myself, but then at the same
You
time,
gonna be like one of them stupid cat filters?
well,
Anime-
I would do every single one they
Dead anime
had.
girl filter?
I would do every dead anime girl. God, I would do
Daddy, I'm dead.
every single one. But that reminds me of the time that I know I don't have the picture, and Facebook tried to they tried to take it off, but I disputed the picture because it's technically not like a bad picture. It's just, it could be offensive, but at this point they had the filter where you could face swap another picture. So I face swapped a picture of a girl from a porn site where she had a load blown all over her face.
I know where this is going.
So it was a picture of me that had jizz all over my face.
You know, Missy, if you want jizz all over your
No.
I mean,
The picture was.
I love you.
biggest-
You're my good friend. I've known you for up
I'm
to
gonna
2 years.
take one for the team. I'm just gonna take one for the team for you, Missy. Like,
I will
I want some
personally.
jizz on your face.
I will personally hand churn some jizz for your face there,
I think I'm
darling.
good with that.
Me too.
But no, that's totally funny.
Ariana, tell your boyfriend that you're busy.
That's not a boyfriend.
No,
Tell your girlfriend that you're busy.
well, hold on. No, that's funny. But so
We don't discriminate on that sex
We don't
thing.
judge. We don't judge. We don't assume anybody's sexual preference. You might like someone, or
I don't like anybody.
You can
but I
fuck.
don't like
Fuck 'em
anyone.
all.
Yeah.
You can fuck anybody you want, man, woman. Okay, in some places sheep, some places horses.
Okay.
I think they had to make it illegal in Preble County.
Story time.
Story time.
All right, so we're ready.
Who fucked who? Who fucked what?
So, I told you guys about my New York City trip.
Yes, the
Okay.
the sex.
Let's segue
museum.
into that with your mentioning of
Fucking random forest creatures.
yes. So, when I go on vacation, I like to always find like something kind of like off the wall or weird to go to, you know. In New York City, of course, you're gonna find something strange.
No shit.
Not that hard, but you know, it's kind of between like the Troll Doll Museum,
Oh wow.
which happened to be in somebody's apartment, and I'm like,
That's not
I would
creepy.
totally go to that.
I don't know, man.
And if I was with other people.
With a big group, maybe not with like a couple of people.
Oh, I didn't
Just for
go
the
with a couple
record,
people.
I'm imagining someone bringing someone back to that place after a date. Just,
I would fuck somebody. I'd be like, hey, I got a great place for a date. Surprise. Go to Troll Doll Museum. And if they stick through it and they're cool, then they're cool.
I'm just picturing
Yes.
fucking a girl,
That's a good
just
point.
fucking her hard in the bed. There's just all these troll doll eyes staring at me. It's like, all right, fuck it, little redheaded troll. I'm thinking of you, not her.
So it was between that and the sex museum. And so I was with like my friend and her husband. They're like family basically. And so I was basically the third wheel. I was the third wheel on this vacation. And we go to the sex museum together. I'm like, okay, this is kind of a little bit weird, but whatever. But like you walk into this place and you're basically walking into a sex shop at first, you know? And it's like, you know, there's
a gift shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically like a sex toy store.
Hell yeah, why not?
And like you walk down and there's like a basement where the bathrooms are and you can like check your coat and stuff down there and it looks like a dungeon. And like you're kind of like in the bathroom like, am I being like filmed?
Oh god.
You know, like
right.
I don't know what's happening.
Like cameras,
this is really weird.
make the best of it, flash them.
We walk in, you know, like you kind of like start off, you like go in this room and there's like, it was like an artist and it was kind of like how she, I don't know, like, I don't know how to word it now, but like it was basically like sexual type of art and she kind of just like revolutionized like women and sex or whatever, kind of like made it a little more whatever.
Mainstream.
There you go. Good enough. But yeah, like you kind of walk through there and you kind of like read about history and stuff and it's interesting and like the further like you keep going and like you just see like art about it and stuff like that and keep going and like bam, you're in this room with a bunch of strangers
Masturbating,
porn.
jerking off.
Watching porn. That's great. With a bunch of strangers and somehow like I'm sitting there, I'm like you're watching like this vintage porn and it's like
Classy.
I don't know, like 1910s, 1920s, something like
Wow.
that.
That's crazy.
It's like your great-great-grandma.
Basically, yeah, that's exactly what I said when I was in there too.
Your great-great-grandma sucked dick on camera. As soon as video cameras were invented, people were fucking on film.
Yeah,
they were.
like,
oh my god.
It's just like this room with this big screen and you're like sitting on benches with strangers and I'm like, this is awkward.
And then she starts hearing.
And
Hey, hold your hand.
like me and my friend, like
Hey,
I
you
don't
want
know if
some
I got
popcorn?
in there before them or if they left while I was in there or what, but I'm like sitting in there by myself with a bunch of people I don't know.
Way too
like-
into the old porn.
This
I'm
is
like-
not an Ariana thing either.
No.
She's not very outspoken or very outgoing.
I'm like, this is awkward. So like the next show comes on and it's like a nun. And I'm like, okay. And then she has dogs and I'm like, okay.
Oh damn.
And I'm like, okay, I can't, like she's trying to get this dog. She like I think she's like straddling this bench or something and trying to get this dog up on this bench. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm done. And
Trying
like
to fuck a dog.
there's like some like two dudes. By the time like when I first went in there was probably like 20 people in there, and then it was just me sitting in there with two dudes, and I'm like, I'm
Two
like,
dudes
I'm good.
watching a nun
I'm
fuck a
done.
dog.
See, I would have thrived
I
in
was
that
like,
situation.
this is where I draw the line. Like I will watch my grandma fucking some dude.
But I want to watch my grandma fucking a dog.
Gross. So yeah,
Was it the nun aspect of it, the fucking dog
it
aspect
was
of
a
it,
little of both.
or the two random dudes that were in
It
the
was
room by
mostly
itself?
the dog thing, like gross, like how ew.
Peanut
but-
butter. Get some peanut butter.
Ew.
They say dogs are man's best friend. No.
But it was,
Woman's.
it was really interesting though. I mean, you like walk through and they have like vintage like condoms and just stuff
Ooh,
like that,
that's
which
weird.
is kind of cool.
Vintage
And-
condoms would be kind of cool to see. Just
Like
Like-
vintage sex toys and you know things like that, which is like I
That
never
would be
knew this
awesome.
stuff existed.
like
would
the
be
vintage
awesome.
condoms. How far back did they go in time?
I want to say it was from like I don't know, like the 50s, 40s,
Pig
50s,
intestines?
something like that. I don't know how.
Sheep intestines.
I mean, I'm
Right,
sure
something
they-
like that.
I'm sure they had the actual product there, but I'm sure they had like the history of it or something.
Hell yeah.
I can't
That's
remember.
pretty
It's
interesting.
been that was like 2018. So.
I don't want to see like the rubber that your grandpa fucked some Vietnamese prostitute with at the end of some world war or
There you
something.
go.
But that's not the actual one. But like just to see how they've changed from now to then. That'd
That
be cool.
particular type of condom.
That'd be cool.
Hell
So,
yeah.
You need to finish that because I have the mystery beer right
I'm
here.
trying.
Don't rush her. We can do this.
Come on,
Spread
man.
it up an hour and a half. That's why.
You can always cut it down, you know.
Right.
Like we don't have to put everything in there.
Or we can put everything in there.
Like we can cut this whole conversation out right.
Right.
Where Ariana
Be
was
like-
sitting in a room with two guys in the dark looking at animal
Ten-
porn.
10-minute segments on our next podcast.
It was funny. I like looked straight at those guys. I'm like, I'm out. And I like walked out.
And then then the two guys are like, man, there goes our
Leave them
plans.
in there alone with each other. Like, this isn't gay. Like,
Again, we don't judge. They can be totally gay.
Hey, if they wanted to, but it's funny to make it awkward if they're not.
Oh,
Well, you guys have fun together. I'm gonna let you guys have your privacy.
You gotta make it awkward.
Absolutely.
If you don't make it awkward, where's the fun?
Right, there is no fun. It's gonna be awkward.
That is a
All kinds of
fantastic chug.
awkwardness.
I approve of that chug.
Chug worthy-ish, because the beer's not
Ish.
quite chug worthy. Not full. We got like it's 82% in 2 hours and 47 minutes. It's whatever. I mean, I can splice it together. It'll be
Did
all
it just
right.
remind us that it exists?
Maybe, but it like literally pushing the button, I had to start it back up.
It's like, hey there, don't forget about me.
So,
Right.
you're
Get a
talking
new
about
camera.
the sex museum.
Mhm.
I think I'd asked this the other day,
I
but
literally thought that was going to be the surprise beer. But boom,
No.
dick. You're like,
my dick, that's the surprise beer.
second flavored beer. Oh my god.
I made it for you both. You thought that beer was good? No. There was a girl used to be on my Facebook. She was a little nutty, but she went there and posted a shit ton of pictures of a bouncy room made of giant boobs. Did you go in there?
I did not go in the bouncy room, but I saw the bouncy room.
That would be great.
I don't know why we didn't go in the bouncy room. I think maybe my friend didn't want to go into it. And I was
She's like,
I'm
hell
going in
no,
there
there's
by
going to be
myself.
all kinds of jizz all over the bouncy boobs.
I think she was tired. Like,
Ah.
she was getting tired of walking and stuff like that. So I think she just didn't want to, like...
I feel like that would be like the single greatest day for Missy and definitely myself.
I would bouncy boob room it up.
I would be bouncy boobing into all the giant boobs in the
Well,
walls.
Maybe we'll have to take a side trip someday.
Yes.
Yes!
I would record it.
We
I'll
could
invest.
test some New York City craft beers.
Hell yeah,
I
that'd
bet
be
they got a
great.
shit ton of good ones.
I bet.
Dude, hell yeah.
Alright, speaking of beers, are we ready for the mystery beer?
Sure, why not?
Now-
Mystery beer.
It's a mystery, but not super mystery because I talked about it. I had to go talk to my beer fairy and get her last came back from her butt.
Ooh, okay. There you go. I knew that was what it was going to be too. I knew
This
it.
is Urban Artifact Xmas Pickle. Christmas pickle.
I knew it. It's
Dill
not bad at
pickle
all.
flavored beer.
I
It
hate
is
pickles.
4.3% ABV. And it
Urban
was
Artifact has some good shit, I
beer
guess.
brewed down in Cincinnati. The look on her face says,
I
fuck
knew
you,
it.
man.
I knew it. I knew when you. I'm gonna bring the mystery beer. I'm like, he's bringing pickle beer.
Dude,
I knew what it
I
was.
got so excited to fucking
I'll
get a
try
hold of
it.
Adrian about it. I was like, oh shit, mystery beer. I got to do this.
I wondered. I was
I
like,
was
I thought
damn
you
near-
had some, and I knew she was bringing you some.
I was damn near texting her on the way home from the last
That's
recording.
great.
Dude, I need that. Do you still have it?
Maybe
Hell
it'll be
yeah.
alright since I have beer in me
It's
already.
no, it's not bad. Like, I mean,
It's one of those things where you ever drink a jar of pickle juice?
no, she doesn't like pickles.
I'm not a pickle fan.
Oh, well.
I like them fried with ranch and that's it.
Okay, fine. Just imagine it fried.
I don't know, I like dill and stuff, so maybe it'll be alright.
There's a little bit of that. The stuff, it's got this like, it's got the pickle jar kick to it where it's just like smack you in the face, wake you up.
Xmas pickle.
It's not bad at all.
Oh, that's a little more than I wanted.
I
Yeah.
tried to save you a gift
Oh
there.
my god, that smells disgusting.
Pickle beer, bitches.
Oh, it tastes very
It smells like
pickly.
asparagus.
It does smell weird.
We gotta wonder what they did to get the pickle flavor without the vinegar hit when they did the fermenting.
I'm
Dill.
scared.
Dill.
Just a shit ton of dill.
I am scared.
Did some really good
Drink it,
homemade
don't get
pickles
chicken.
once. Dude, no.
It smells like ass.
I
Pinch
was.
your nose and drink it if you're gonna do that.
I had some really good homemade pickles once that had a lot of
What do
dill
you
in
think?
them.
It's not terrible.
That's just
It
not a
kind of
pickle
tastes
fan.
vinegary.
It did a little bit.
See, the first time I had
I
this,
don't know.
this was from Christmas. We're here in
I
May
should have
now.
done the mystery beer first.
But I was
Get rid
thinking
of
when I
that
had
shit.
this the first time, a fucking cheeseburger would be goddamn perfect
Would be good
with this.
with it.
Yeah, it would be good with the cheese.
Like a
but-
big,
You could probably do
like a big,
multiple things.
like a big half-pound bacon cheeseburger, little barbecue would be fucking perfect with this.
It's kind of like reminds me of taste like a sour.
A little bit. No, I don't know. Well, I was talking about the pickle. No, the homemade pickles I had. It was really good, and it was through somebody I met on a dating site, which reminded me of this comment I want to make about dating site. So anyway, you ever go through and you're like, oh, okay, maybe they might have potential. They're all right looking. Then you like click the next photo, you're like, ooh, maybe not. Then you click the next photo, and it's like, oh my god! And you're like, no, what are they doing?
Like they're getting uglier.
It's a slideshow of them getting uglier and uglier.
You know when you do those pictures, you always get your like primo picture first.
No, you don't do Because I've got that.
You just can't make yourself drink it, can you?
I've got that down to a science. See, you get like, let's say what you do like 4 or 5 pictures or something.
Okay.
So you don't start, because it's like they start off with like the best picture and then they go down to the worst picture. It's a slideshow of them getting uglier and uglier. I almost want to just match with them so I can give them tips like, yo dude, like what are you doing? Like this is not working for you, but let me tell you what will. You get like the second best picture. So they're not so ugly, but they're like, and so if they swipe on
like only semi-ugly in this
right.
picture.
So if they swipe right on that, like, you know, if, or at the very least, if they stop on that one to look at like more pictures, they're like, all right, cool. So basically with that, it's not the best looking version of you. So if they're interested at that point, then, you know, you can have an ugly day and they'd be all right with you. So then you go for like an uglier picture. So it's like your all right picture, and then it's like your ugly picture, like ooh. And then they go through the next picture, and that's a really good picture. Like, oh, well, that second picture was just a bad picture. Okay, you know, we can overlook that bad picture. They probably look a lot better in person. And then you end with the best picture, because, and that's like the one thing they're going to think, like, oh yeah, they are good looking. Oh man, I was totally wrong about this guy. I thought he was ugly.
Like, and why are you using pictures from 15 years ago?
Oh my god, I've seen this guy several times. And it's like, it's so funny because there is a meme about it where it's, you know, middle-aged dudes in their dating profile, and it's like one of these things.
Yeah.
And that's how the guy
Gotta
looks.
get the double chin in there.
He's absolutely bald. It's a super, it's like literally like he took the face, like the selfie like this, like inches away from his face.
Are you talking about my
You always
dating
have to
profile?
take
Yes,
it
yes.
down here.
Maybe. Ron's dating profile for one.
You know, I tried to do better pictures than that for that very reason. The worst part about the, like the 40-year-old dude, middle-aged dude
Yes.
in those pictures, they're guys that I went to school with that have those very pictures as their Facebook profiles.
Oh, okay, because I thought you were going to say dating profiles. I'd be like, I knew it!
No, their Facebook profile.
So this is the first dude I went on a date with.
Oh, he's
Okay.
pretty.
Okay.
Show the class.
Pretty sexy right there.
Right, not bad.
Okay, what's going on here?
Right.
So
Get a little
okay, so we
worse.
got
What
this.
the fuck is that?
So we got this dude who he looks okay in the first picture, looks pretty normal.
Sexy as fuck right there. Looks
And
pretty fucking good right there. And then
getting some hobo
he looks
shit going on. I don't know.
nothing like any of those
No, it looks
pictures
nothing-
that I met in person.
Can you show the
Sometimes
turn
people-
around and show the camera so the camera
We're
will
not
see
gonna be
what's
that
happening.
rude. We're not gonna be that rude. Hell no. I would. I'm an asshole and I wouldn't do that shit.
His name
Like
was Steve Big Dick 69.
Steve Big Dick 69.
Obviously.
Needle Dick 69.
But yeah, I was like, are you in the CIA? Because all of your pictures look completely different.
They literally look like he's trying to disguise himself. It does. Weird mustache. I don't know. I immedially think creeper, perv, and if it goes down like the Fu Manchu, I'm like, fucking gay firefighter. It does not necessarily have to be gay, but it looks horrible.
Like a member of the village people?
I joke, because I work with firefighters.
I know some people with a Fu Manchu.
Are they firefighters? They probably should become one because
You know them. I don't know if he has a Fu Manchu anymore, but
Joe.
no.
Have I seen your brother in a while?
Getting warmer.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, I get it. Okay, it's not your brother, but it's family. That's fair.
Right.
Definitely not a firefighter.
So
Does not qualify.
So
but
since they were talking about dating sites and stuff, I'm just gonna say this, guys. The bitches get all the likes. You're not ugly. They just have an infinite option that is better than you. I've seen Missy's dating likes, and she's getting likes right and left and all that. I'm sure Ariana is too. She hasn't shown me her dating likes yet.
I have a ton of them, and I just X them all out because I just don't give a fuck.
I don't like
I
them.
don't want to date.
but right, it's nice to have somebody to connect with, but it's like, oh my god, it's not worth it. People are so fucking.
But I have a longtime buddy who just kind of messaged me out of the blue, and I'm not
I'm going to share this link with him.
Probably. He's going to be mad. I'm not going to mention his name. But dude, just chill, okay? You were out of the dating pool for years. You dated someone for like 3 weeks. That is not a relationship. That is, I boned you a few times, maybe, if you're lucky. Do not issue forth angry mass texts to people that you're going to take a break from Facebook and you hate the world. It's not worth it. It's not a relationship. Come on, man.
People are so, they want to get like right on in there. Like they want to latch onto someone, and the minute that they can't latch onto someone, it's like the world's over. No, it's go find, like I don't know. Like I'm not like, interested.
I left the mother of my child, 4 years ago now, and I've had plenty of dating nightmares and.
I loved hearing every single story too.
But the whole be all end all is that just fucking relax, enjoy the ride. If you're gonna match with someone who's psycho, it's gonna happen. There's a lot of psycho out there. We're middle aged. I especially know there's a lot of psycho out there. I'll talk in detail about it as we go through this shit because it's good stories. I'm in a good place right now that way, but there's so much psycho. Don't get your heart wrapped up in psycho. It ain't worth it.
Who wants to drink this? Because it tastes like shit.
I'll drink it. I am so buzzed right now.
Missy, what are we going to chug? What are we going to cheers to?
Oh, I thought I was going to say chug. I wasn't going to chug.
Cheers to your mama.
Ooh, cheers to me fucking fat kidding out when I get home.
Ooh, I
need a cheeseburger.
I have not had dinner yet. I think I'm going to get Burger King. We'll get some Burger King on the way home because, cheeseburger sounds good.
I had that damn Cracker Barrel on the way home from work, so I don't need to do that. I have shit for burritos though at home.
The last thing I ate was Wendy's at like 11 this morning.
That sounds amazing. I'm trying not to spend all my money on going out to eat, so I think I did really good. I did this morning, but I did not at work like I normally do. I can't remember what it. No, I did, but I spent like $3 on some Chipotle nachos. It wasn't nachos. It was the chips and salsa.
I was gonna swing through a drive-thru on the way here, and then I got a phone call from like the boss's boss saying they needed some shit for me at work, and I'm like, I just kind of had to drop everything. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna be like 45 minutes late, half hour late because of this shit. So skip dinner.
I was thinking about starting to cook for us and just eating together before we start doing this.
Because that would help, because I'm like...
That would be like our planning time.
Like maybe I should do that.
Dude, we could even like bring food. Like
I like seriously, legitimately thought on the way down, I was like, man, I should totally tell her to order some pizza because that'd be awesome.
I don't have people to cook for now, so I like cooking for people.
Like I felt like I'd be an ass if I was like, dude, bring me pizza.
Well, we could do that. We could just bring ingredients and do like our whatever. Like, because it's, I mean, like even the last time we did this, it was, we started at 7. We started at least an hour earlier. Like, that's not a big issue. And it doesn't take us too long to get shit set up and definitely do some food.
I think that'd be good. It'd definitely slow down some of the buzzed feel from drinking just on an empty stomach. That's for damn sure.
Right. Because that's like I had my breakfast this morning and fucking crashed out and didn't
like eat. When we got here, I saw you and I'm like, oh, that looks so fucking good.
I would have shared it with you. We got here earlier. I tried to share it with her.
And then I wasn't even hungry. I was like, damn, I'm trying not to be so fucking fat.
But
I just don't eat on my way home from work.
I want to be, but that dude was like, I need these reports because
If you could get my TPS reports, blah, 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 that'd be great.
See,
that's
immediately one of the best movies ever.
You make fun of the TPS reports, but all I'll say about my reports, look, I made myself valuable. Now I'm slightly less likely to be fired if I choose to screw off for a bit. Only slightly.
I screw off a lot of work.
Oh, come on,
I'm just trying to make myself invisible.
That's the one thing I like about my job. Going out in the ambulance, and it's like, you never once have your boss standing over you.
That is nice.
And if you're everybody's called off, or it's so busy and you don't have a partner because somebody's called off, and it gets to the point where your boss is on track with you, they totally change. Like my bosses are cool anyway, but it's completely different. Whereas like they've kicked back, relaxed. They got out of boss mode. It's like fuck around mode. We're on the road. Let's do this. And then sometimes if you're lucky, which like they normally buy you like fucking lunch and shit for the day, and it's like you're on the truck 24 hours and you're just fucking around. It's good stuff.
That is nice.
It's like my boss lately, man. They're last week they were redoing the air conditioning, and we got in there Monday. They didn't turn the heat back on. It was like 55, 60 degrees in the office.
Good times.
My old employer Honda would have been like, "Put a jacket on, suck it up, you bitch." He was like, "You know what? Let's go work from home. I don't fucking care. Let's get out of here. It's cold."
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
I was like, "Alright, cool."
It's
I have
cold.
the
I'm a
option to work
vagina.
from
Right.
home.
I wish I could work from home. But I do not want to
Right.
bring patients back to my house. Fuck that. I like to bitch about my patients. There's a lot to bitch about, and people are fucking nasty. It's like you learn that from Uber and ambulance. You go into people's houses, they're fucking nasty. Good stuff.
I just remember when all the
Nasty
like
ones.
when this pandemic bullshit started, and like Honda last year was like, "Oh yeah, everybody's booted out. We're shut down. Nobody's working except you IT guys. You're gonna sit there at your house, log on to the internet, and
Continue to maintain shit that's not going on.
just like sit there and make sure that like if there's tickets that come in, answer them, call them, because the only people that are working are like the really important executives." Okay. We want you to be studying things, so here's a website to study things. Do you care what I study? Nope. Alright, I'm going off to learn whatever the fuck I feel like, and I downloaded a thing to start writing Nintendo
I
games.
literally thought he was going to say, and I downloaded porn.
Some.
And that.
Some. It was my own internet connection to my own computer, not the Honda computer.
I downloaded porn.
Dude, they
You
had
should have
some-
downloaded porn before you told your boss to go suck a bag of dicks. Downloaded a bunch of porn, let it play real loud on the speaker as you're leaving, like, suck a bag of dicks, enjoy the porn.
Could have just pushed porn to every Honda computer on the plant floor.
God, that would have been fucking great.
Just that fucking grandma porn and then mom porn. Is that shit on Pornhub?
Oh,
dude,
it's
stop
gotta be on Pornhub.
Dude, it was like what the fuck I was talking about
I
earlier.
had a picture
The
of an old
fucking
lady
Mario-
sucking a dick for the longest time. I would send it to people randomly just to ruin their day.
What?
I had a picture of an old lady sucking a
Just grandma
dick,
sucking dick.
and I would send it to people randomly just to ruin their day.
That sounds like a very
Does she have her
easy
teeth?
thing to do.
I'm sure I got that, but she had like
You
her teeth
did
in, her
get it.
teeth out.
Oh, I don't know. if
Grandma
you can
just
see
got
her.
with a cock.
I know you got it. I don't know if you can see. I don't know that you could see teeth in the picture. It was like, lips around the dick. I showed it to one of my coworkers. He's like, "Oh, dude, look at that dick. You can tell it's an old dick too." And it's cute. It's like, she's sucking on some old man's cock. It's not some young dude's cock. Like,
The old dude's dick, his balls are like fucking hitting the floor when his pants are off.
it was just a little bit of dick. All you could see. But I swear, I agree. It was an old dude's dick. Like you saw, like not a whole lot of it. It's like
Okay, so
it was totally
next time you
an old
pick
dick.
up an old man that's the thing, you're lubing up his dick
No,
or something.
I don't
you
look
listen-
up anybody's dick. What the fuck?
You were
Didn't
talking
we
about
talk
lubing.
about this story last time?
Yes.
Well, it was my partner that had to. That's not.
You're talking about lubing up some old dick and shit.
That was the hospital lubed up the dude's dick.
I didn't say it to stroke him off, for God's sake. You do what you need to do.
You don't need
You
to
want that
lube up.
customer satisfaction or
I
something.
don't care about customer satisfaction. Like I can have my patients bitch about shit.
5 stars.
5 stars. One right in this EMT again. She looked my dick up better than nobody.
I can have patients bitch, and if they're just chronic complainers, I will not solve their problems. You're gonna have to deal with it. Hey man, we're gonna drop you off in about 3 minutes, so you can deal with it at your
But my
nursing
dick,
home.
it needs lubed up. I took all those little Viagra pills, man. I got a boner last 4 hours.
Ask your nurse. that's literally. Well, that's not really something we handle. Ask your nurse.
Oh, you want to handle this giant snake?
No, I've seen too much old cock in real life to what I care to remember. Oh no, absolutely not.
Cock.
This is not a fun thing.
Old cock, got a geriatric grandpa chicken using a walker
No.
with a big dick hanging down. Huge balls.
Usually not. Oh God, you guys want to hear something funny?
Yes.
No, I hate funny
I
things.
know. This is actually so. I had a patient one time. I accidentally made him drink his own pee.
And this is how she got fired.
Context. I need more.
I've heard this story. I appreciate it.
I can't remember if I told anybody. So now we go to this hospital to pick this guy up, and this hospital is actually kind of busy. I go in the room, it's clearly obvious he has Alzheimer's, dementia, and all that stuff. And so he has his table by his bed there in the emergency room, and he's got like this little cup of, it's like an orange juice cup, so it's a white cup that's got the foil on it, you know, like you get them in school and shit, they always give that. And it was like just pulled back the slightest, and it had liquid in it, and I'm like, yeah. And then he had like cut like maybe a thing of peanut butter crackers and a thing of some like Ritz or chips or something, to where he ate part of everything and drank part of everything. But I didn't want him to be like, I'm gonna take it with me, because I didn't want to, like, for one, like, I don't want him to make a mess in the back of the truck, and two, I didn't want him to think because it was open he was okay to eat in the back of the truck, because we're not allowed to let them eat in the back of the truck. So I pushed the table out of the way. It's like, well, he's got Alzheimer's dementia, I'll probably forget about it. And so I go to like get him ready and everything, and I notice he's not wearing any pants. He's got a bag of pants that's like, his pants are in a bag, and I could tell that it's wet, so I was like, okay, this guy's incontinent. He pissed himself. And I just took his pants and put them in a bag and covered him up. So it was like me and my partner, I got the tech, and I was like, hey, you know, can we get like pants on him or do something with him to like get a brief on him, like, so he's good to ride with us. So she gets a pair of hospital pants, you know, we're like working on getting him dressed and stuff, and he's like, oh, hey, I want my water. I want to drink my water. And I'm like, you don't have water, you have orange juice. And he's like, okay, you know, whatever. So I grabbed a little cup of orange juice, and I poured it in his mouth, and he's like, he makes his face, he's like, that's not water. And I was like, yeah, man, it's your orange juice, man. It was like, he goes, no, I want to drink my water. You don't have any water in here. And so, like, he argued me, and then I was like, if you want it, you can have it, you know, and I held it up to his mouth, and he took another drink. He's like, no. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So, like, the tech, she was like, just give it to me, I'm going to dump it down the drain. So she peels it open. Like, she actually opens this thing. So it had the smallest slit in it, and, yeah, I didn't know what was in it. And she dumps it out. She's like, what does that look like? Apple juice. And then we just all looked at each other and realized, like, he fucking pissed in it. I had no clue. It had the smallest slit in it where he just barely peeled it back. And it was like an opaque container. I could just see that there was a liquid level. Like, I had no idea that he drank it all and pissed in it and set it back on the table with his food.
Just remember, man, like, you know, people survive in deserts drinking their own pee.
So he was all right. He was good to go. Like, it was okay.
It's okay to drink your own pee to survive, but if I was to
don't drink anybody else's.
But if I was going to drink your pee, then I'd
get
get sick.
Yeah, absolutely. It will get you sick. But that's the story of the day that I made my patient drink his OP.
So, we're hitting about the time where we stopped last time.
Alrighty.
So, I think I'll ask the question, what have we learned today?
Oh, God. Don't have sleep paralysis. Don't trust open containers. Don't ask for water when you didn't drink water earlier. Don't drink your own pee. Like...
Did you learn anything?
Oh, well, I learned I'll get sick from your pee, but not from my pee.
Be careful with your golden showers, dear.
Mouth closed.
What else did I learn? I think that's about it.
I don't think I learned a goddamn thing, except the fact that you make the dumbest face when you're drinking pickle beer and regretting it.
Sounds about right.
All right, ladies and lesbians, you can choose which you are. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off now.
StrobingButtplug.com. Strobing
Go
butt
to
plug.
thestrobingbuttplug.com. We're growing things as we go, so if you don't like what you see now, you'll probably like what you see later.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have any particular awesome or disgusting beer you'd like us to try, please make a post on our page. Let us know, and we will do our damnedest to find it.
Absolutely. We're on Facebook.
Like and subscribe and whatever the...
Everything. Like,
Whatever
subscribe,
works.
share. Just
Like,
comment.
subscribe,
Help
share.
us get out there.
Comment.
You know what? Send us nude pictures.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a nasty looking dude. Send nude pictures. We will
Well, I will
definitely.
look at them.
I
We will
look at
rate
them.
you.
We will rate you.
Well, we will rate your penis.
We will talk about your penis at extreme length. So it better
She'll
be a
be
damn nice
honest.
one.
I will be honest.
Thanks, guys.
Later.